Can you believe I came to a forest just to review Doctor Who? Neither can I. Confession, I was hoping to start this review just by shouting bullseye. But it's a Doctor Who in the Moffat era, so who am I kidding? This was Series 8, Episode 3, Robot of Sherwood. Great premise, I thought. One of the standard Doctor Who stories since forever, as the Doctor and his companion travel into the past to meet a famous historical figure. But what would happen if the Doctor went back in time to meet a fictional figure, a myth? Someone we're pretty sure never really existed, or if he existed in some form, was nothing like the legends that have grown up around him. How would you manage that premise? There might be something in that. So Clara wants to meet Robin Hood. The Doctor knows that's impossible, but he indulges her misguided fancy, and no sooner does the TARDIS land in Sherwood Forest when up pops a dashing, slick archer claiming to be Robin Hood. And he's the spitting image of the Robin Hood of legends, of ballads, movies, TV. Roll credits. Oh, look, Mark Gatiss wrote this one. He's good. This could be delicious. Could be. But we're not 5 minutes in when we get a dick joke, an actual, he had the most enormous dick joke. And I switch from hoping for the best to bracing for the worst. I'm not especially prudish, but dick jokes in Doctor Who, really? Your laughage may vary, but for me this episode was a tough slog through a lot of forced whimsy. I don't do well with forced whimsy. Strax wasn't in this episode, so they gave all the Strax jokes to the Doctor himself. Watch him examine the merry men to determine if they're human, probing their hair and blood like some oblivious Santaran nurse. Robin Hood and the Doctor, swapping insults as though they're in a third-rate sitcom. I'm waiting for someone on YouTube to post a mashup of those scenes with a laugh track. Irony alert. The Doctor at one point in the episode says he hates banter. Well, fine, stop bantering, Doctor, as if that's going to happen. When you have the Doctor played by the man who gave us 21 episodes as Malcolm Tucker, I guess it's impossible to resist writing him as an insult comic. Triumph the insult comic Time Lord. I did giggle, though, when the Doctor explained his high skill in fencing by saying he learned it from Errol Flynn. Flynn, for the youngsters watching, is the actor who played Robin Hood in the classic 1938 Warner Brothers picture, The Adventures of Robin Hood. Now that's a Robin Hood worth watching. Still, it really holds up. Great cast, crackling script, and directed by Michael Casablanca Curtis. Musical score by Eric Wolfgang Korngold, one of the top film scores of all time. Talk about crying in movies. I burst into tears just hearing that music. You want yourself some Robin Hood, adventure, romance, swordplay, jokes? I'm telling you, that's the one to watch. Mark Gatiss watched it, I guarantee it. This entire episode is clearly an homage to that film, with several set pieces lifted directly from it. The bantering duel over the stream, the archery tournament, the climactic duel in the castle. Those bits were very well done. I especially like the way the opening duel and the closing duel tie together. Good work. Best things about this episode? Clara, and Clara. She may be the best thing about Series 8. The relationship between the companion and the Doctor is solid and strong, and it's stopped being icky. I'm very happy they found a way to write the companion as a lot more than simply the assistant. Also, the casting in the episode is pretty good. Tom Riley is a dashing Robin Hood. Ben Miller's something of a stock villain as Sheriff of Nottingham, but I think that's probably what the role calls for. So how would I grade the episode? Well, let's see. Given the premise, I think that the writer, Mark Gatiss, had 3 things he had to accomplish. 1, make sense of 2 fictional characters meeting. I'll give him B-. 2, deal with the alien invasion of the week. I'll give him a C. Very perfunctory by the numbers, not making much sense if you really think about it, but I guess we're not supposed to think about it. And 3, give some service to the overarching season story involving Missy and the Promised Land. I think he did the minimum he could on that without intruding on his own story. I'll give him a B+. I like the design of the evil robot knights and the way they killed. But all in all, I think this show is a lot more fun when it isn't trying so hard to be so much fun. Until next time, I'm Mickeleh. DVD extras. I have been peeking online, and many people enjoyed this episode a lot more than I did, and I won't think less of you if you're one of them. The BBC issued a press release in advance of the weekend, announced they had made a last-minute edit to the finished episode. It seems they removed a beheading scene in light of the murder of 2 U.S. journalists by ISIS. Well, I'm happy they made the change. I am furious they made a news release about it. Just fix the video quietly behind the scenes. Don't congratulate yourself in the news. And besides, it does me no good as a viewer to know that you've edited out a beheading scene. In fact, the opposite. Now I'm sitting there the whole time mentally trying to edit the beheading scene back in. Where does it go? Is this it? Does it go here? And more than that, this is a really cheap way to publicize your episode. ISIS beheaded 2 Americans, threatens that a Brit is next. Watch Doctor Who. No. God, no. Awful. Here's that Neafcy video, the YouTube movie deal. It's long, it's audio only, but it's Neafcy and me talking about movies. Come on, you know that's going to be good. Go watch it, please. Now here's what I said about last week's Doctor Who and the one before that. Bye now.